Traffic Jam City. This one was a fun one. I enjoyed showing you how the land pollution doesn't hurt the water, but the water pollution soaks into the land and can make your people sick. Right? The other thing I alluded to in here and started showing you was out here, volume traffic. You can build, you can make, your roads can handle volume traffic. They certainly can. It takes a good chunk of learning on what you can and cannot do, because this game can go pretty deep as far as the rule structure goes about the roads. There's a lot of stuff to know. But it's intuitive enough to know or to play. Yeah. I wanted to show you the right-hand road, the first lane. Why this lane shows you or backs up so often. Well, it's because it handles a lot of traffic. Let me show you. This whole rectangle is being supplied, well actually, and this street too, is being supplied by that road alone. Right? So when there's material calls, there's materials for all these buildings, right? And for all of this. I wanted to see just how much a lane can handle, right? And with the traffic light, I mean, I could extend this industry out further, I'm pretty sure. And that number one lane of that 6 lane could still handle all of this, right? So I guess the lesson there is you can have a lot of traffic, a large zoned area designated to one street, to one lane, right, and have it work. It was yeah, take from it what you will. What was the other thing? I kept on telling you, oh, one of these days I'm going to have to lengthen this road, right, just to get a few more cars through a red light. No, through a green light, actually. Well, I did, and it made a huge difference, right? Never do I see back up here, or traffic that's sitting here gets backed up all the way into there, right? They clear so much faster. There's still a lot of work I could do on lane management, like how they use that 6 lane. There's to me sometimes now lane 3 has a, is it 3 that has a hole? Yeah, lane 3. But now, no, I guess it depends on which cycle is coming back to where. Being too critical. But yeah, lengthening that road was a huge thing to do. Now, in one video, in one episode, I showed you how this 6 lane street actually used to be here. Well, maybe here. And it hooked up to the highway that way. And I stretched it out to see what I could do. Right? Like how much I could tax this. Did that just despawn? Oh. I'm so upset. For so long it did nothing despawn there. Anyways, getting so distracted all the time. In this industry, there's a couple of things I want to show you. The majority of the buildings you see here, okay, that's not one of them. That is generic buildings or generic industry. The same thing as these, like they're all generic, right? Now, in one other episode I had, or a video I had, was Hotel California. I tried to make that area, that industry, pollute as little as possible to see what it would actually do. What could I do to the land? Could I improve? Well, that's a level 3 generic industry with like next to no pollution to it. One would think that industry is not bothered by pollution, but it certainly is. It's very surprising how much it is bothered by pollution. So I wanted to find, can I stagger these apart enough where they don't really, you can't see the pollution going into the soil. And this was the fix. Actually, it's hard to see that way. Let me show you. Because there's something else I did here. Because all the generics are spread out so far, and I didn't know what else to do with the land. It's like, well, that's quite a waste of land, right? So I filled the rest of it. Can't exactly say filled. But with the rest of it, I designated it forestry, right? And I want to show you what that looked like. I caught this idea from somebody else. I can't remember the channel. I'm really sorry. But they did this. But I think they did this with two different, like they did ore and oil or something like that. And I thought, well, this would be a great idea. I mean, generic pollutes, right? So if you could separate generic to the point where they don't pollute, which is like that, well, what would you do with the rest of the lots? Fill it in with forestry, right? So that's what I did. Filled it in with the forestry and then just kind of cancel block these, right? Just kind of cancel these out, well, using this, so that those would stay generic, but the whole rest of the area would be forestry, right? So now it's more or less mixed, and then just for a good measure, I thought, since there was fertile land out here, see if I could put a few farms. But that idea, I really like that idea. Here you can barely even tell that it's even mixed, right? I mean, for the discerning eye, you can tell that there's plants going on here, plantations, and it's not that full. I could still put down more zoning for sure for forestry. But that's an idea. If you're concerned about pollution, well, spread out your generic and then fill it in with forestry. Works here. Works well here. Well, I hope this little series on this city was helpful. What I'm going to do now, I think, is go back to my town and implement what I've learned over the years. I've got a couple of industrial areas that I should take a good look at, because now that I know this, and it's hard to tell you how much I've learned here. But yeah, come join me. Fix my city, expand my city, have fun with my city. Have fun with cities. Ciao for now, folks. Have fun.